lot more reason to go with the drink. Share something, right?
Is it Hollywood or
Disinfect my hands.
Where's the rest? Don't tell me the rest. No, don't tell me. All of you.
This is all the people who are here.
It is now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
they can
mind.
follow this. I think there's some
Really?
from
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy?
I wanted to see you.
Oh, maybe it's
Well, yeah, well, I wanted to see you.
You're weird.
As if we didn't know that yet.
You know, when I was at first year, you showed it as well. It's like, we have to make that shit. What?
And they kind of did, yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's because like a project. Can we make a project for third year?
And in the end, you're like, oh, I need to pay my bills, but you don't need to.
I did in the beginning. I had that, like after my surgery. It was like, you're feeling no pain. I was like,
I think this is for me being here.
It sucks here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Built in.
But,
It's a new thing now.
oh yeah, me too. Me too. Just the whole COVID situation also doesn't stop.
Zero classes, but
okay, guys,
from every teacher we gave.
ah, yes.
Come on. That's a nice.
It's actually
Yeah, I saw it. It's on the back. Nice try, dude.
I know. I've done that before.
I remember like this guy had like a laptop and literally placed like a little apple into the hideout with his face over the computer. Apple.
What kind of
Perfection.
but that doesn't mean it's still
I have no idea how many people are supposed to be here.
I don't know.
We still have like 5 minutes. Someone might still do it.
What do we let them?
Yeah, I know. I'm just like pretending that I'm not.
Yeah.
Were you also pretending to die last year, or was that actually?
That was actually.
I should have wear a sweater. I'm so glad I did it.
That's because that's
I am so glad.
not see my family.
I watched it, that's why. After my little fiasco from yesterday evening, I felt like, yeah, I'm gonna wear a jacket. Because I wore my sweater to the
I'm
school.
off now. So it's
Because
like,
I
no.
And I came back and I was like, oh shit, that's gonna be a real
With the glasses on and the mask. Like we teach them how.
I fucking told her, dude. They have me cool.
Guys, you're gonna pretend to be someone else.
Here?
Yeah, I was
Your hair's also.
I ate a sandwich. Oh, you're still fueled from yesterday now?
Yeah.
But you ate the other piece. Then you would be reading.
Let's get started. Nederlandse groep, Engelse groep?
English.
English, right? Okay.
yeah, I think English. I'm not sure.
I didn't check.
Dutch is good for me, but you know.
There's internationals here, right?
Yeah.
It's English. All right, great. All right, let's get started. Welcome to your second year of DA. Awesome. So, who made it through the entire first year unscathed? Who should be super proud of themselves? All right, awesome. Good job, guys. Applause for yourself. All right. Not an easy feat, but this year will not be easier. The opposite, even. It will be even harder. But you already know what's coming. You already know what the workflow inside of DI is. So this will definitely help you out a little bit. Okay, let's go over last year. Where did we come from? So last year you got all the basics you need to succeed in this year. You got pre-production, you know how to draw awesome robots. You got 3D, you know how to model awesome cars and city scenes. And you got a bit of programming, you got a bit of math, so you can all code the most amazing things. Now, this is a little bit of a graphical. Yeah. The stream has died. Stream is back online.
Where's my bag that I need to read?
Why is this not working?
The connection is like it is.
Okay. Fixed it, guys. Alright. Yeah, alright. Let's continue. Hi, welcome. Please take a seat. I think I started a little bit too early. I'm just gonna wait a little bit. How about I start over? Because we went up, oh god. Wait, what? What happened now?
No.
The Russians, get them.
Wait, is the stream still online?
20 minutes ago.
Wait, oh, for fuck's sake, I ended the stream? Oh, no, I didn't. Wow, Jesus, okay. Let's do this over. Oh boy, okay. Right, this is on the internet forever. Okay. Alright, let's start again. For the people that were a little bit later, also because I started way too early, let's hope the technology keeps up right now. Okay, so welcome to your second year of the IA. If you did your first day of the IA without any hassle, great, good job. Not that easy, not a lot of people are able to do that. So let's go over last year so you have a bit of an idea where we come from. We drew awesome robots in pre-production. We made cars in 3D. We made a city scene in 3D. And we also learned a little bit of programming, a little bit of math to help us on our way. So you're all already amazing artists, but let's make that even better. So in your first year, you acquired the basics, right? The knowledge that you need, and then we're going to apply that in the second year. And we're going to have a whole bunch of courses where we do that. So let's go over what goes into where. So we were going to take the knowledge that you saw in Program for Artists and math, and we're going to apply this in rigging and real-time effects. It's a very artistical approach, but it's quite a technical skill. You're going to notice that particles in real-time effects are going to require lots of knowledge about math, and you're going to see that rigging requires a lot of knowledge about just the logical flow of building things up, which is where you get that from Program for Artists. All right. Next to that, you're going to get in the second semester scripting and level scripting. Scripting is programming, yay. And in level scripting, you're going to use blueprints to create your own little game. You're going to make a side-scroller, a platformer, maybe a third-person shooter, maybe a top-down arcade shooter. Hi, welcome. So we're going to take those technical skills and we're going to apply them in game engines or in 3D software. So we're going to not just work on code itself, we're going to work on code in an environment that already exists. All right. For our graphical 3D skills, we're going to have game asset pipeline. You're going to get that from me. This is one of your biggest courses in the first semester. It's also a 9 study point course. There's a lot of practice involved in this course because it's a lot of hardcore 3D modeling that you're going to do. And next to that, we've got digital sculpting, a 3 study point course where you're going to learn all the basics of sculpting and ZBrush. That's the whole point of that course. All right, and those two skills together with environments 1, which is what used to be called level editing, you're going to go into level editing in your second semester. Level decoration in your second semester. Level decoration is all about specializing in Unreal Engine. You're going to create super high quality environments, even smaller environments than the ones from level editing, and you're going to use a lot of assets that are highly detailed. You're going to use photo scans. You're going to use mega scans. You're going to start putting foliage in there. Learn all about lighting, making stuff super realistic. You're going to learn how to make architectural visualizations, for example, in level deco as well. So it's all about specialization in Unreal. Then you've got your own specialization track that you chose. This is your minor track. More about that later. But those are 2 modules, one in the first semester and one in the second semester. And then we have in the pipeline category, we've got level editing, where you're going to go through the entire pipeline of making an environment in a game engine, most notably Unreal Engine. And those are also skills that you're then going to use in level decoration. But I mean, drawing a line from there to there would be quite ugly, so I didn't do that. And we got game projects. Game projects is where you're going to combine all of your skills and you're going to work together with a small group, and that's a perfect prelude to group projects and graduation work in the last year. So graduation. Okay, we're back online. No, this is the wrong screen. No, we're not going to start over. How does it not show that? Oh boy.
As I said, you can't have shit.
Okay, who shut down the fucking power?
Man, this is...
What's it called again? It's just Bungie's fault, I know. And I get like a flashbacks every night from that very first fantasy book. Oh god. And the enemies where that I was like kind of fine because it was like yeah, but like usually that's 30.
Okay.
And I was like 35 or something. It was just pain. Misery and stuff. Actually, so don't run the
All right. We're back online. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Took me long enough. All right, what's next? So you've got your first courses. So what are all these courses? What are you going to see? All right, let's go over it semester by semester, course by course, so you have a broad idea of what every course is about. So in real-time effects and rigging, you're gonna first of all, there's 2 different courses. I said 6 study points here, but it's actually 2 courses of 3 study points. They used to be grouped together. It's an older slide. I don't know why it didn't change. Any case, so real-time effects is about particles, and in Unreal, you're going to use Niagara to create really cool particle effects, like dust storms or other things. And rigging is all about rigging in Maya. If you still don't know what rigging is where you put bones in a structure, and then you're going to skin vertices to those bones. So you're going to say this bone influences these vertices, and in that way you're basically you can compare it to puppeteering, right? You've got the strings, that's the rigging part. Animating it is the moving part, but the strings are the rigging, making sure that you can animate the object itself. All right? Because we're not gonna individually animate every vertex, because that would be insanity. All right. Digital sculpting, a smaller course of 3 study points where you're going to go over all the fundamentals of ZBrush. You're going to learn how to sculpt with digital clay, and you're going to create some stylized or other objects. You're mostly going to just learn to work with the tools in a clean manner. You're going to get this from Robin and Luna normally, so that is pretty cool. Then Game Asset Pipeline. This is a course all about creating high fidelity objects, not per se guns, I just like making guns, and making really nice textures and materials and lighting them in a super nice way. Everything in real time, of course, because that's what we're doing in game graphics production. So this is a big course and contains quite a bit of content, but mostly practicing to get those shapes right. Then we've got Level Editing 1, which is now called Environments 1. So it's all about level editing in Unreal, right? You're going to create modular sci-fi environments inside of Unreal. You're going to learn the basics of how to work with the editor, how to place objects, how to work organized. You're going to see some shaders, how you can create shaders, how you can make sure the metal wall looks like metal, how you can make sure that there's some lights that are blinking or there's a screen that is changing the information that's on there. So that's what you're going to see in Environments 1. And then in the second semester, hold on, I'll go over the minors later on. We're going to see scripting. Scripting is all about automating processes inside of Maya with Python. So you're going to create scripts that, for example, generate bricks in a wall, or generate tiles on a floor, or generate small cityscapes, or maybe something to automate how you render certain objects. You can just plug in a mesh, for example, and some shaders, and then it automatically sets up lighting according to what your mesh is, and then just renders it out automatically. That's what scripting is all about, just making processes easier and automating certain things. Level decoration, second semester course. You take the knowledge from GAP, you take the knowledge from level editing 1, and you put it into Unreal. In a sense, you make a smaller environment, an environment that you cannot per se walk around in, but just looks super nice, right? You're also going to see how you can make foliage, and you're going to go more into detail on what you can do with the shader graphs inside of Unreal, what you can do with blueprints to spice up your environments. You can also then take the knowledge you got from real-time effects, for example, to add some particles. So it's a course where a lot of stuff that you learned comes together to create really nice portfolio pieces. All right. Then game projects. In game projects, you're going to work together. This is a really old game, by the way. It's one of the first game projects they ever did. So you're going to work together with people, and this is not less about making a nice game. It's more about learning to work together. So you're going to work together in Hack and Plan, or at least have some sort of development environment. You're going to learn what Scrum is. So you're going to learn what version control is, so you can collaborate on these projects. All right. You're also going to learn a couple of prototyping techniques, which is really important to understand in game projects. You're not going to make a game. You're going to make something that is more closer to a prototype, because you don't have enough time to finish it. All right. And then you've got level scripting. It's still called level editing 2 on the slides. So in this course, you're going to take blueprints and you're going to create a small game using those blueprints. Could be a side scroller, a top-down shooter, for example, where you can shoot some cubes, or other things. All right. Okay. So what about the minors? You've got a whole bunch of elective modules, 5 this year. That's going to change next year. But for those of you that are still in the old curriculum, you've got character design in the first semester. You're going to create in character design a lot of anatomy, a lot of drawings. You're going to get live model classes also. This is all going to be here in the square. So you're going to learn how to draw back on paper, and usually you work on large canvases, just to make sure that you can get the proportions down, that you can get the anatomy down. This is not an easy course and requires quite a bit of practice, because the anatomy part is not that easy. And then in character creation, you're going to take that knowledge of anatomy and apply it in ZBrush, right? You're going to make 3D models instead of 2D this time. Usually you can recreate existing characters, and designing a character is more part of the first semester course, character design. In character creation, you're going to really do some production on creating an actual character. Alright. Then animation 1 and animation 2. In animation 1, you're going to see an intro to animation, how you can animate in Maya, what we can do with bipeds and characters inside of Maya. And then in animation 2, we're going to go more into detail on emotions, facial expressions, lip sync, more detailed parts of animation. So the first part is more about broader animations, learning, making a walk cycle, for example. Second semester is more about the details and the nitty-gritty. Then stylized design and creation 1 and 2. In stylized design and creation 1, you're going to create a lot of 2D drawings. You're going to learn to create your own style. You're going to learn to work with a given style, and you're going to mostly, it's a continuation of pre-production 2 mostly, where you're going to create a lot of stylized environments and some stylized characters that belong in those environments. One famous example is the small dinosaur assignment, where they make like these crazy looking dinosaurs. So that's a pretty cool course. And then the second semester, you're going to spend an entire semester designing a character, like a stylized character, and then also creating it. The second semester is more about the 3D part, but there's still a whole bunch of design in there. So stylized design and creation is for all of you more artistic people that want to go more toward the artist side. All right. The 2 other slides are not on here as well. Then you still have VFX simulations 1 and 2. These slides are not on here for some reason. For some reason it's an older version. So VFX simulation 1, you're going to do procedural modeling inside of Houdini and see destruction inside of Houdini. VFX simulation 2, you're going to learn to work with particles and physical effects inside of Houdini, like smoke simulations and fluid simulations and those kinds of things. And then you got sound design 1 and 2. It's called audio design 1 and 3 normally, but the sound design major now already exists, and it's reusing courses from that major, so now it's called sound design 1 and 2. I know it's super confusing, but don't worry, just check your schedule, you'll find it on there. But sound design 1 is about an introduction to sound design, some Foley, how you can create your own sounds, how you can work with digital audio workstations. And then second semester is also a bit more about integration, how you can integrate it into a game engine, for example. There's a theoretical part to it as well, I think, where Alexander will give you all the details that you need to know about sound in games and sound in general as well. He definitely knows what he's talking about. All right, then we've got the dashboard for your LIHO courses. Please check if your courses are on LIHO. If you cannot see your courses on LIHO, remember that you can go to the courses button on the left there, and you can just add any course you want. You can have access to all the courses within HOEST, so you can find that there. But if you can't find it like by default on your dashboard, definitely let us know. Maybe something went wrong with your enrollment, or there's some courses that aren't synced for some reason. Just let us know if there's a problem there. But definitely check if you got the info site, you've got the courses that you need, for example, Game Asset Pipeline, and the community course should be in there as well. Okay? Yes?
So I was wondering, pick stylized, but in case I wanted to watch the theory or, well, watch some of the classes for character design, would that be possible?
I think so. If you add yourself to the course in other courses, I think you can find that material. I think so. I'm not sure though.
I'll try.
All
Thanks.
right. Okay. Then what's the work planner? You already had one last year. This year there's going to be another one. It's a little bit delayed because of obvious reasons, I think. But it's going to be just a little bit more malleable this year, but just in case stuff changes or things move online again, or because it's a really volatile situation. It's also going to look just a little bit different because the way I did it last year was just a little bit convoluted. So I made it a little bit easier this year. It's going to be posted on the info site. Make sure you got your notifications on. Make sure you can receive your emails. Please read your emails. Read your emails. Thank you. Read them. Alright, then a thing that I have to go through, this is the general measures we're going to take in case of COVID outbreaks or other things that can happen here. Just some general measures. I'm pretty sure you heard half of this like a million times already, but just to make sure, you got to hear this stuff. It is not unimportant. So a lot of rules can change. To stay up to date, check hos.be/coronavirus if you have any questions. That stuff stays updated. Also make sure you keep checking the website of the government itself. Every rule that is in effect is on there, right? That's all the info you need to know, basically. Other questions that you may have, go to that email address. But you can always just ask me if there's something is unclear, all right? So currently, we are in low risk. What does that mean? Low risk means that there's some transmission of infections, but what we do is we lower the presence on campus by 25%, so 75% occupation of the campus, and there's a maximum of 1.5 hours of consecutive classes in one room, and then there has to be half an hour break, right? That's the rules and the limitations that we're working in right now. On top of that, out of our own volition, we made sure that the classes are compartmentalized. You are always in the same classroom. Try to always also sit next to the same person. This is something that I really, really want to press on. Sit in the same spot every single time. It's going to make our lives, in case of a COVID situation, make our lives a lot easier, because if you're always sitting next to the same people, then only those people around you need to go into quarantine. Otherwise, we can have situations where half a group needs to go into quarantine, and then things can hit the fan real fast. So that's code yellow. We're definitely going to start in code yellow next week, right? That's a given. But things can change, right? Schools are reopening, universities are reopening. We've got people going from Antwerpen to Ghent, from Ghent to Brussels. So a lot of movement everywhere. So very likely, after a couple of weeks, we're going to move towards code orange. What that means is we go from 75% to only 20%. That practically means that there's no campus activities anymore. We're going to move completely online then. All the information in your courses is already online, so you're going to have video material, you're going to have streams, you're going to have online contact moments. The campus hours that you're going to have is mostly feedback sessions or just being here to work on your assignments, right? Just in case that we're flexible when we move to a code orange, it's very easy to just scrap all the feedback sessions and move them into an online format. If everything else is already online, it's very easy to do that. So we still have then 20%. What that exactly means, we're gonna tell you, but for now, realize that very likely halfway the semester we're moving to online again because things are getting worse. Fingers crossed, things go better, we find a vaccine or something, we go to zero risk, and that means we go back to the old ways of working. Now that we're still gonna stay in the same code yellow scenario, if we go to code green, it's not like everything will move back to a normal situation then. But definitely for this semester, we'll see for the semester after that. But that's what code green means. Code red means it's a complete lockdown and everything is online and from home again. All right, that's that slide for you. So that's an overview of what I just said. Classrooms are assigned. There's one-way circulation, limit to movement on campus. Another thing that you have to take into account, the 1.5 hour sessions I talked about, right? You guys are always scheduled only for half a day, right? So the other half a day you never have to be on campus. It could be that you've got 2 mornings, 1 afternoon, and then a morning again, and then another afternoon, for example. But it's always going to be half days. This is a very simple reason. There's no people on campus or no students activity on campus at noon. So everyone who comes in the morning leaves at noon and goes away, right? So that the people who come in the afternoon, 2 hours later, so there's time to disinfect everything, so that there's also not too much intermingling of students here on campus. That's what we're trying to prevent with that. Yeah. So the half an hour break is an important factor for you guys. That 30-minute break, you have to leave the room because it needs to ventilate. That also means you have to leave campus and go outside for a little while. Here in the square, that is easier because there's a little bit of a porch to stand underneath outside. But take this into account, you're likely going to spend some rainy days outside. Take an umbrella with you, be prepared for this kinds of stuff. I know it's stupid, but we have to do it, all right? It's this or no campus stuff. All right, pay attention to hand, nose, and sneeze hygiene. I mean, obviously, you all know how to wash your hands. So disinfect your hands when you enter the building, when you leave the building. Be smart about this. So mouth masks are obligatory everywhere on campus, no matter the situation, unless if you are eating. You cannot eat in classrooms, by the way, remember that. But if you're eating something here in the atrium, for example, make sure you got enough distance from everyone else. If you're outside, you can take off your mouth mask if you're respecting distance. Limit your movements on campus as much as possible. Avoid gathering, respect circulation rules. Then the QR codes. There's going to be QR codes in every room. What does this mean? When you enter the room, you scan the QR code and just let us know, hey, I was here. This makes contact tracing for us extremely easy because we can just check where has this student been, right? And we can then also check which other students were in that specific room when that student was there. So that makes it very easy for us. Please do that when you when you enter a room. Okay. Then those are lessons and evaluations. There's physical hours, contact hours. There's online contact hours. Breaks, preferably outdoor. All right. So you feel ill. What do I do? First of all, go to a practitioner. Right? They're gonna tell you what to do. But second of all, also really important, let us know. If we don't know, we can't do anything. So let us know if you have symptoms. Right? And go to general practitioner. They will tell you what needs to happen. If you get tested and you get your test results, also let us know. Now the thing is, so if you get tested, let us know. And the contact tracing part will be done by the government. We don't, from West, we don't do that, although we have information to help those people. But that's a whole procedure that is started by the government, so you don't have to worry too much about that. If we will get into that situation, everything will be taken care of. All right, just be smart about it. Don't come to school if you have a fever. I think that's pretty obvious. If you have a dry cough that won't go away and you have a fever, please don't come to school. All right, yeah, that's everything I just said. And this is the link for if you get sick or something, you think something might be wrong, just let us know through this link. Right? Okay. Those are specific services if you need to contact them. Student facilities, you already know what Stuvo is and stuff like that. Libraries, if you would ever go to a library, but I think there's a lot of people here that do that, at least the West Library. They just also monitor the amount of visitors that are there. Then also, that's another thing. Those are all rules here on campus. We have no control over your social lives. But please be smart, right? The smarter you guys are, the easier that the situation will be. If you go outside of the campus and then have parties with hundreds of people, then that kind of undermines the whole point of what we're doing here. So do your effort, please. Be responsible. Thank you. All right. Speaking of compartmentalization. So these are the classrooms that you guys are going to be in. S205, 208, 211, and 214. Those are the classrooms on the second floor. And those are the classrooms in the corners. Those are pretty nice classrooms. And because the square is completely second year. There's no one else here, right? So we've got the VFX group projects are also happening here. Research has moved to this location. And the other major second years are also going to be here, but you're most likely not going to come into contact with them directly because of the compartmentalization, right? I'm gonna take you guys to those rooms in a moment after the session. Just keep those in mind. Okay. Right. Also, one thing that is not on here is check your schedule, check your slides. Your timetable. You can find it on lesroosters.west.be. I'm pretty sure you know this already, but important. We, the lecturers, we also check that to know where we have to go. So if you want to know where to go, check that. Please be careful because in the first weeks those things can change. Sometimes from one day to the other. We'll try to notify you, but please just every morning check your schedule so you know what's going to happen that day, or at least the night before, so you know what's going to happen the day after that. So your timetable can change. It's a volatile situation. We're still optimizing a lot of things. We're doing it in a new format that we don't know if it's going to work 100%. We might change some things during the first weeks to optimize. All right, so that's a lot of stuff, a lot of information. You already kind of know how it works here in West, but if you're stuck, I'm your first point of contact. I'm your major coordinator. So if you don't know what you have to do, you're stuck, there's problems with your enrollment, fees, whatever, your computer broke, whatever, let me know and then I can help you, right? If you don't let me know, I can't help you. That's the only requisite. Okay, and I show this slide to everyone every time. It's up to you guys to make something creative with it, right? We're gonna go to the rooms now, give you just a little bit of a tour of what this campus is all about. But yes, questions?
Are there still going to be study nights?
Yes, there's going to be a limited form of study nights. So make sure you're enrolled in the community course on Lego, where all the information about that stuff is posted. But our community team is still full blast trying to get you guys to do stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go with you first.
What about IOT students?
Yes.
Because you say that second years are going to be here.
Yes, so IoT students, that's the whole point. You have an individual trajectory. There's going to be situations where we have to switch you to a different classroom. Just check your timetable and let us know if there's anything weird or anything that's out of the ordinary. It's so individual for every student, it's almost impossible for us to check everything. So just let us know if there's an issue and we'll fix it ASAP. Alright? Yes?
My smartphone is broken. How do I do a big floor?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have no idea. That's also a complaint, like another complaint, but something we brought up during that meeting. That yeah, but what about students who don't have a smartphone? And there was not really an answer to that. So I don't know. Ask a friend if he can scan you because you have to fill in your name, I think, every time. Yes.
When will we know what classes we're in, or is that already?
That is already known, but just keep an eye on your timetable, and then you'll see. Yes.
Are classes going to be online as well?
Yes, so everything is online available as well. If you get into quarantine, if you're sick, if whatever, everything is online available. Every class has video material normally, or there's streams, or there's online Q&A moments. So there's more than enough material available for you to do your class completely online, in case you have to go into quarantine, but also for certain internationals that can't get here in time, for example. So everything is available online. That's the whole point of the system. You got the campus hours are just for feedback, for bringing you guys together, because that's what we're missing. And then the online moments are mainly the teaching parts. All right. Are there any other questions? Yes. I'm gonna go with you first.
Where can you see in which class you are? Because last year I had a lot of trouble to know which class.
Normally you can just see that on your timetable.
Oh, because last year I had to change so much because there was different classes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, honestly. If you're not sure, you can always send me a mail and I know where I can see it, but I don't know where you guys can find it.
Okay.
Yes.
Are the timetables out already? Because I checked like.
They're still in drafts. They're being created as we speak. We're trying to get them finished as soon as possible, but I mean, it's a difficult puzzle. Yes.
Yeah, apparently the live stream has a lot of questions.
Yes, that would be interesting if I could see a live chat, but pop out chat. Ah, okay, because the live stream wasn't showing any questions for me.
How about ZBrush?
So the question here is, presentator of 3D animation and VFX said we would skip from code yellow to red instead of orange, or that is not certain. That is not certain. We just expect it to change to code orange. We don't know. Things can change. In the end, it doesn't really matter. The difference between code and orange and red is quite minimal, because if it's orange, most of it is online. There's only like small parts that can be here on campus, and if it's red, it's completely online. So there's not a big difference there. The slides will be posted on Liho. There's a kickoff. There's a kickoff module that you should all be enrolled to, and the slides will be posted on there. You can also find I think that's only the first years. There was a group there was class lists hanging in the level, but I think it's only first years. They're gonna. I'm gonna ask them to post it on Liho. It's gonna make everything a little bit easier. Right. Is there any other specific questions from the stream? It is normal that you haven't. Yeah. So someone asks, is it normal that I haven't received my re-enrollment mail with my contract yet? Yeah. The student administration is still going full steam to try to get everything processed. So please be patient. Those things will come in due time. They are working on it. If you feel like something is wrong or something is not coming, just let me know. I can always refer you to the right people. But yeah, just keep an eye on Ibamaflex. Can you tell us about the careers fair and the alternatives to the trips to the companies? So the internship fair, but that's for third years, but also for second years is interesting to know. The internship fair is going to be completely online, so it's going to be a complete online event that we're going to set up. It is almost impossible to organize that, mainly because a lot of companies have a complete travel stop, so it's super hard to get that to work. So it will be all done through Discord. We're going to set up a Discord for you guys where you can all be one happy community in. Speaking of Discord, an important factor I should actually bring up. So Discord has changed a little bit. You used to just see all the courses, which was a bit much. So now there's a very specific way where you use the bot and you can enroll into separate courses, or say like, okay, I'm just a first year or second year GGP student, and then you just get all the courses for a second year GGP student, and just those and nothing else. So keep an eye on that. Everything, how to get onto the Discord, will be posted on Liho. Just read everything on the Kickoff page. Read your emails. Please read them. And think everything should be fine. Okay. So there will indeed be no second years at the level. Only people that have IoT 1, 2. So Christina asks, do we choose the classes we add as an IoT student? Those classes are normally chosen for you, and then you check the timetable if there's problems there. But usually we try to put you in a class that will work for you. I will not show the classrooms on stream because this is not a laptop but a desktop setup. And the cable for the camera is not that long. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't have access to the stream with my phone. I would love to do it with my phone, but... At the start I didn't say anything extremely crucial. Everything you need to know about the courses is all on... everything about the courses, you can also just check the slides afterwards. It was just a little bit of an introduction, and then the courses, an overview of the courses. You can just check the courses on the website. They are changed a little bit due to naming changes and some things that have shifted around. Any other specific questions? Yes? I think you can already see your timetable, yeah, because you're already enrolled, even if your payment is still not coming through. So the programs that you need to download, you can find all the necessary things on academic software, and also just keep an eye on the specific course modules in Liho, because for example, for GAP you need to download Substance Painter, but those things are not on academic software. It's all free software anyway. So I will let you guys know, and just check the course module. They will let you know what you need to download and install. Yes?
For extending Substance Painter, you only get 1 year free trial as a student.
You can just renew that normally.
Can you renew that?
Yeah, you can just normally you can just renew that.
Okay. Didn't see any button for that.
If you because you need to like apply with your student ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take a picture of that and send it through.
Okay.
Any yeah?
Well, for ZBrush, it said you could find like academic, or you could find like a discount, student discount for ZBrush.
ZBrush, you just you don't even need to worry about that. That will be sent to you how you need to download that.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to buy ZBrush. That's what you pay for when you enroll.
Like, it said like apart from the thing, so I was like confused.
No.
You're paying on top of your enrollment.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if a student doesn't listen to the COVID rules? If a student doesn't listen to the COVID rules on campus, we yeet them out. It's that simple. Does the old curriculum still stay the same even for IoT students? So the old curriculum is still the second year, right? That is still the old curriculum. That's the only remainder of the old curriculum. The first year is the new curriculum. Although the only difference in the first year is that there's no game design. It's called procedural introduction now. That's the only big difference. What to take into account this second year is the last time this will be given. Next year it changes to something different. So if you're an IoT student, that will be a little bit of a puzzle at the end of the year. If you fail a couple of courses, it could be that you're like falling in between some nets. So it's going to be a little bit of a puzzle with you. Or just pass for everything and then it's no issue.
That sounds like my strategy.
It's a valid just pass. It's a valid strategy.
just do it.
How do I find which class we'll be in? We will post that online. So if you want to know what class you're going to be in, we're just going to put it online. Okay? Apparently, Nomi will DDoS the entire DA network if we kick him out. Alright, that's going to be it. If there's no other questions, dear stream, do you have any other questions? And we're all going to go check out the rooms real quick. Give you just a quick tour of what this building is like. You guys have been here? Is there someone who hasn't never been to the square? That's a lot of people. All right.
Pretty much everyone.
Pretty much everyone. Okay. Oh, Nathan still has a question. Thank you, Infamous Banana. I'm doing great. Totally wants to be yeeted by Dries. Yeah, alright. Let's leave. I'm gonna cut the stream. Bye guys. If you need a sticker on your student license for Substance, go check the front desk. They can help you with that. Bye guys.